Okay, there we go. Hi. How's everyone doing? I did better this time, guys. I now have the food with me. So we're gonna I'm just gonna get my dinner in before we start eating. I have some to read. The Twisted-Wonderland. Savannah Claw, Light Novel. We're gonna see what was the last part that we stopped on? I don't remember. Oh, Trey fell down the stairs. Yeah, that. Hi guys. What's up? You know, traumatizing the school. Yeah. To be honest, Leona throwing Trey down this. Well, no, Leona didn't do it. Buggy did. But technically, Leona being the cause for all of this isn't that bad. Also, thank you, Jose, and for the follow. Thank you so much. An ad is gonna start right now. So Twitch, be back. Woo! Before I starts made to splash down safely. Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't know about that. Let's go. I only saw like their clips. How are you, Rose? I am very good. I'm a happy Rose. Chilling. Also, let me get the TikTok chat in here. Yeah, talk to me guys while I try to finish my TikTok. Right after I finish, I am going to read the book. There we go. I wear glasses and I fell down the stairs. You know who else fell down the stairs? Dean. Alright, so there's like an inside fandom joke. So if you don't know who Dean's a K-pop artist. He hasn't he hasn't posted like an album up in like forever. So the fact that and everyone like the number one thing that people bring about him is like number one, he didn't post like a song in forever, and the video of him falling down the stairs. It is hilarious. He got hurt, but he's fine. You know, he walked it off, but it is hilarious. His like in the video you can see like his ankle like literally lets go. I like to Jamil so much. Ruggy, yeah, Ruggy. Oh yeah, we're gonna meet all the guys. We met Pomfiore. And then we're gonna see Jamil. And oh my god, we're gonna contact the Did you say it? Yeah, okay. Hopefully. I hope they include that. They should include that. Today, that's what time it is in your country. Right now, it is 8:11 p.m. East Coast. Hold me down, yeah. Hold Billy down now, guys. Khalima Lisi mentioned, yeah, thank you for the follow. I am so happy that I can read this novel. Hopefully I can read more today. I feel like every time when I do a stream of reading the novel, it takes me forever to make progress, but I made progress. And when I look at the time, I'm like, damn, it's already been 2 hours. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I didn't cover that much ground, that much detail, because there's so much detail in this novel. I have to go study again for a test chat. Oh, okay. Hope you have a good stream. Good luck, Bruno. Thank you for coming. Just that good of a story, right? Yeah. I'm having rice, peas, and carrots, potato. It'll right. It'll do. That's for my dinner. Honestly, how many of you guys actually use like stuff like Uber Eats and stuff? I was like raised in like a household where like you don't do that. You do not use delivery apps. It's just too expensive. You might as well just go pick it up if you're gonna do all that. You know, I tried it. It was fun, but I'm used to like cooking for myself and just making stuff at home. I mean, not all the time. There's like this app called Hey Tea, and they have like They have a delivery like free boba on Wednesdays, free delivery boba on Wednesdays. Should I? I don't really want to. Should I? I never use DoorDash. Remy does that too, Rose. Yeah. I think that's like single living alone activities. You don't have Uber Eats here in my country. We have Food Panda instead. Oh, I have Hungry Panda. I have Hungry Panda, DoorDash. I see them all the time. What is that? Fantune delivery? I see them on like they like put the stickers on the the shop. Maybe I should try that. If I were to order something though, it would be like something small, like a sandwich, a drink. You know, not like a whole meal. I feel like that's too much. I'm gonna cry. I'm so hungry right now. No, go eat. Hey, you know? There's a lot of silver lovers here. We do like polls. See like who's the most popular character in the chat right now. I'm always curious what you guys like. Like I do the surveys, but the surveys include like everybody else in the fandom because I post it online. So it doesn't include like everybody. Alright, who's watching? YouTube? Is one of you guys there? Okay. We're gonna do a poll on YouTube. We're gonna go dorm by dorm. We're gonna see who's the most popular. I can't choose at all. Yeah. You're in OT 23? Damn. That's a lot of people. Okay. Ace can... Whatever. Okay. The camera is so busted. I'm using my iPhone as a camera. It's not the best camera in the world. I'm gonna be so real. Okay. Hi, Hal. What's up? The poll. See? Who's the most popular? Whoever goes, oh, me. True. Whoever does do that. Oh, I forgot. There's a Q&A option in the YouTube thing. Okay, so for next week, when I do my Q&A, I'm just gonna use that. Ask a question. Okay. I can only do 4 options on YouTube. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Trey or Gator together because I know they tend to be unpopular, unfortunately. And I do want to know if Ace or Juice can beat one of them or Riddle. Okay. First poll is on YouTube. Go. Damn, my chat covered the whole thing. There's one who just asked if it's a Yuka fan. Oh my god, Yuka! I'm a Yuna fan. She's not born yet, but she will be soon. Hashtag my future baby girl will be born soon. Okay, my favorite girl. Wait, I can barely see that. You can barely see the poll? Oh, okay. maybe Bruno. Rose, people hate Kaleem and Ortho. What the hell? Why are people hating on Kaleem? He's a victim of his own circumstances, just like Jamil. Alright. Kaleem haters are weird. Rose, pick, eat Lilia's cooking or never wishing? Never wishing. I'll just pray instead. Or does praying count as wishing? Rose doesn't like TikTok. What do you mean? There's literally 8 of you guys. Just tell me who you want out of the hearts. Who's your favorite in Heartslabyul on TikTok? I'll add the numbers up. William did not do anything wrong. Yeah. Gator Diamond. Okay. 7% with Trey or Gator. You guys. Oh my god. Kaleem's a ball of sunshine. He is. What are we talking about? We're talking about our favorite characters for each door. So Riddle won for 47%. Deuce is in second place. Oh wait, no, never mind. A Deuce for the tie. Oh no, never mind. Deuce is. Who is tying up A Deuce? Trey and Kid are on the bottom, bro. Okay, here's my top 8. Jack, that's my son. That's my baby. Okay. Riddle, give him a hug. Malleus, okay. As someone who's afraid of being alone. Oh. My top 3 is pretty hard. But Loki, Kaleem, Jamil, Najma. Actually, no, I like Najma more than Jamil. Sorry, the sister's better than the brother. This is fun. Actually, no. Kaleem, Yuna, and Najma. Yuna's my baby girl. Real Rose, yeah. How does Idia shower? That is a question that's asked so many times. I do not know. Girl power, yeah. Yeah, sisters are better than the brothers. Rise, Train, KK, underrated? I don't know. Okay. So I'm in the results now. Okay. Riddle won first place. A Deuce tied. And then Trey and Kater were last. It's kind of crazy. Alright, next door. I don't know. I clicked on something and then the poll just... I'm not making more than one poll. No, I can't. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm almost done eating, by the way. But I'm really curious. I'm gonna guess Leona's gonna win for this one. Leona, Jack second, and then Ruggy third. Yeah, that's what I think. Prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong. Oh my god, Leona at 50%. Actually, wait, no. Jack is usually like dead last whenever I do the popularity polls. Reggie. Leona. You guys screaming their names is not simple. Okay. Leona, gotta go to my favorite house warden, Leona. Leona King's College, your favorite house warden. The house wardens are so good. Reggie, you guys. What about Reggie? Come on, Reggie. Reggie's the answer. Wow, I was right. You guys did not. Oh, wait, no. I was proven wrong. Leona was 50%, Ruggy is 28%, and Jack is 22%. Man. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Leona, and then Jack and Ruggy tied. Someone voted in last minute. Okay. Another one. I'm gonna do Leona. So all the house wardens are winning. Azul? Or is it Jade? Or is it Floyd? I think Jade will be that bad. Let me see. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Azul mentioned Azul. Yeah. Jade is your favorite twin? Jade. That's 2 votes for Jade. 3 votes for Jade on TikTok. 1 vote for Azul. Oh, yay! I can't wait to see it. If you post it. Okay, the answer is Floyd. Oh, wait, nope. Not yet. Hold on. All right, I'll wait for like 5 more people to vote. On, Azul. The twins are, oh my god. Azul is losing. Jade is winning. Floyd was winning at first, but now Jade is winning. Okay, Jade. Let's go, Jade. You know what? I'm picking Jade. You change your mind? Azul left at the dirt. No. I love Floyd. What happened? I don't know. The Jade is a silent minority. Majority? No, majority. Azul's on the bottom. Yes. Okay. Jade is winning with 19 votes. Azul and Floyd are tied. The power of Jade. Truly, we could not see it coming. Alright, next one. Scribia! I'm eyeing you guys. I'm eyeing you badly. Just kidding. You vote for whoever you want. Oh my god. It's already 50-50. Oh. I really want to know if I have more Kaleem enjoyers or Jamil enjoyers watching me. Oh my god, my chat is freaking out. Okay. Can I vote for Scribia Student B? Yeah, go ahead. We all know who will win. What to choose? I like Jamil, but I also like Kaleem. It is very, yeah. A lot of Scribia lovers like both of them. So it's very hard for a lot of people to choose one. There's very rarely, because like I like Kaleem, but I also like Jamil, and I always like buy merch of them like together and stuff. Because like to me they're like yin and yang, you know. Okay, the votes are in. There are more Jamil fans watching me than Kaleem fans, but it's very close. It's like very close. Yay! Rose picked Jamil and Kaleem. I can't choose. Well, obviously I'm voting for Kaleem. Me and my besties are like Kaleem and Jamil. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, Comfiore time. Yeah, that's crazy. My fave is still like in the minority. Well, not in the minority. It's like kind of split. Did. Choose wisely. I can't predict Rookinville. Yeah. I noticed there's like there's 2 sides of the fandom. One fandom is like very Yume, they choose one and they stick with one and they're very loyal. Alright, and then the other side of the family is like they have a favorite pair. Or like a ship. And they want to see them together all the time. Okay, 1 vote for Pell, 1 for okay, 2 votes for Pell on TikTok, 1 vote for Vil on TikTok. Okay. Okay, 2. They're tied. Alright, Vil's winning on TikTok. Rook! Okay, it looks like Vil is winning. It was a very hard decision. Yeah. I think a lot of people are tied up. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Vil is first place. Rook is second place. And, oh, wait, no. Rook is third place. And Apella is second place. That actually surprised me. But so far, most of the House Wardens are winning. Okay, there we go. Vil, Appel, Rook. I like how almost every dorm has like the overblotter winning, except Octagonal. It's just Jade. Jade, the secret overblotter. Unfortunately, all right, Ortho. 1 vote for Ortho on TikTok. Yay! Oh, Rook got last place. Yeah. Rook is underrated. I've noticed as well. Wait, no. Choose. Haha. Choose. Against your will. Like a savings plan, honestly. Oh no. Okay, we got Idia 61, 59, 61, 59%. And we got Ortho as 39%. Rose, do one for RSA after all this. I don't know the RSA characters, unfortunately. So that's gonna have to wait until book 8 comes out in EN. Okay, yeah. So it is Idia 60, 40. Dang. Okay, last but not least, Diasmonia. I have a strong feeling that Malleus might win this. No. Who will be dead last? I hope it's not Sebek. I really hope. No, Lilia, Sebek. I can't choose between Silver and Lilia. Sebek, my boy. Sebek, please. Sebek losing? Let's see. Oh! Wait, hold up. Silver is winning? And Sebek and Malleus are tied and Lilia's dead last? I love the loud one. Me too. Okay, it's Silver, Sebek, Malleus, and Lilia. Interesting. Whoa. Silver is winning? Malleus found in a ditch? That's crazy. I like how everyone is voting for this one now. Oh! What was that? Oh my god. I think the light just exploded in my room. That scared me. Do I turn off the lamp? I don't know what What the hell? Okay. How am I gonna stream? There's no light in my room. It's dark now. Okay, I'm okay. I just got startled because the light popped. I didn't expect that at all. What happened? So I have like a lamp next to me, and it has like the old light bulbs in there, and it just exploded. Or I don't know. I don't know. Okay. How do I solve this? How do I stream the novel with no lights? I took too long eating dinner. No. Okay. Um, I'm gonna see if I can get. Be careful, Rose. I'm okay. I'm gonna see if there's like another light that I can get or a lamp. Now, I'll be right back. I'm back. I found a lamp. I did not find a light bulb, so I'm using a new lamp. I don't know how good the lighting will be for this time around. Hopefully it's good enough. Not good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna make it up to you with a longer novel reading stream. That really scared me. Oh my god. All right. Set things up. So start reading. You know, you are so kind. Let me get. Great. Good. Look at your novel ready to read. Oh, you guys are gonna read along with me? Yes. Oh. Brookville is so #canon. Honestly, their interactions during book 6 was so funny to me. I agree 100%. Okay. Okay, I kind of hate this lamp because it's like a white light, and I don't really like it. Okay. What's your favorite U-ship? I don't know, cause it I think like the top 2 are either Malleus or Ace, right? With you. And every time I like switch my mind. Lately nowadays though, it's been Ace you. Ace. Yeah. That shit. But I don't really know. I don't know what to choose. It's pretty hard. I low-key hope Ember reads the manga versions of Zopeak. I do. I don't read it on stream though. Like, that's not like a thing. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Now everything is set up. Is this the one that has yeah, this is the okay. I think I got everything. Leona, color. Ooh, la 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 la. The lighting's not that bad. It's darker. Is there a better way where I could do this? I don't know. Welcome back. Thank you. Woo! Yeah, woo! The lightning is was this fine on my screen? Yeah, best jump scare. True. Maybe a little bit lower? No, not too low. Oh wait. Wait, no, but my cam. Okay, so the light is behind the camera. That's what's going on. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this. Story time. Yeah. Oh, and music. You guys need music, right? All right, let me get the music on. And we'll deal with what type of music would you play if you learned that Trey fell down the stairs? Me personally, I would play the clown music. This is I'm sorry. I'm sorry to any of the Trey lovers in the chat. Sad violin, silly music. Dorm songs. Oh yeah, it's true. We should play the Heartslabyul dorm song. Because they were gonna go to Heartslabyul right now, right? Yeah. Smart thinking. Okay, where's the Heartslabyul dorm song? There it is. And that one meme song, Get Down. Did anyone do like a video of that with like the manga panel? Oh my god. When they animate that, oh my god, please, please, we need that. We need that like meme when they animate Trey falling down the stairs. I don't hate Trey. Yes, did y'all leave Trey alone? He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve getting thrown down the stairs. Or does he? Who knows? Okay. I need to make sure you guys can hear the music. No, music. Here we go. Okay. Do you guys hear it? Hey, Vsauce, Rosember here. Yup. I know YouTube has trouble hearing the music, so let me know if you guys hear it. Twitch should hear it. TikTok, I know, hears it all the time. No music? Okay. Let's try. Don't hear the music. Do you hear now? You guys are mute. Twitch, do you hear it at least? Oh, well. Ooh, the lighting is kind of iffy. Anyway, oh my god, you can see the butterfly. Bookmark. Oh, I need to fix the angle. Like that. No music still? Okay, I'm just gonna turn off the music thing and then make it desktop. Alright. Keyboard reveal, yeah. And who's that coming to the camera? Oh no! He's taking up the entire. No! Guys! Okay. Anyways. I also have this dude. Oh. He doesn't. I'm selling him for $1. Does anyone want him? He doesn't listen to me. Does anyone want him? Yes. Just bully him around. How dare you hurt Khalim in book 4? I'll take him. Alright. Here you go. Thank you. Highest bidder. Let's go for $1. I have him, and I also have Khalim here. I have other things too. Oh, do you guys know what this is? You know who that is? Can it focus, please? Why does it not want to focus? Oh my god. Please. You guys can't tell because it can't focus. This is so sad. Camera? Focus. Camera? 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 Oh, there we go! Yay! No, not Madoko. No. Wrong magical girl. Wrong magical girl. This is Amu from Shigakara. She is the greatest magical girl ever to brace the industry. She says, "Heart unlocked!" And then she makes everyone feel nice and pure inside. And happy. And not depressed. That's the most important. She's cute. She is cute. Reminds me of Emo Otori. Yeah. She usually doesn't dress this way. She dresses like alternative, but it's like the 70-year anniversary? That doesn't seem right. Or maybe the author turned 70? No, the publisher turned 70. That's what it was. Forgot. She's so iconic. Alright, enough of that. We're gonna start reading now. Can she come to RSA? She would most realistically go to RSA. Most realistically. How do I get this? So you guys can I didn't think this through. Hold on. Hold on. Like that. How did I stream it last time? Ah! Okay. Guys, do not fall. So dangerous. Alright. When the students knocked on the black door leading to Trey's room, he immediately called, "Come in! Don't mind if I do!" He stepped in, looking concerned. Deuce followed. "How are you feeling, Clover?" "2 for the price of 1, Trey remarked, sitting up in his bed. "Did you come to pay me a sick visit?" Then Yuya and Grim, trailed in. Rainy? Did you come and pay me a sick visit?" Then Yuya and Grim trailed in, and Trey cried out in surprise. "Oh, you and Grim even!" He flashed a smile. "Thanks for taking the time." "Of course," Yuya said. "We were worried. We heard you fell down the stairs." "We came all this way to see your sorry face," Grim told him. "It's cool. Don't get up." Okay. Setup is so cooked right now. Hey, Yuya chided the monster, but Trey paid him no mind. "Well, thanks," Trey laughed. The cast on his right leg concerned Yuya, but otherwise, Trey looked the same as always. His injuries weren't life-threatening, and Yuya sighed in relief. "Fancy meeting you here," said Cater, a third year like Trey. He was sitting in the chair next to the bed. "I just pulled in a minute ago myself." The man makes a nice man fall down the stairs. What happens next? Shock. I love that title so much. Okay. Yuya noticed a small paper bag from the shop on the bedside table. It was tied in a bright orange ribbon, and Yuya guessed it was a get-well present from Cater, since it was the only thing in Trey's room that wasn't put neatly in place. Even Trey's desk was tidy and organized. Dark green trinkets were set here and there around the room, nicely accenting the Heartslabyul dorm signature notes in red and black. I think Trey's color might be green. What do you guys think? Yuya complimented Trey on his large, lovely room and asked Ace and Deuce, "Are your rooms singles too?" "Of course not," they chorused in unison. They explained, whoa, I just... Alright. Where was I? There's gotta be like a better... No, that's the scene. What if I go like this? Oh, this is perfect. Okay, good. I'm so smart. Okay. Of course not, they chorused in unison. They explained to you how dorms were allocated. First years got 4-person rooms, second years got 2-person rooms, and third years got their own rooms. That was their final year before they left the campus for their 4th year off-site field work. I gotta meet the 4th years, bro. Someone's gotta have a 4th year. The exception to this rule was house wardens, who got a private room regardless of what year they were. Ace indicated Deuce with his chin and said, "Me and Deuce here, we're not only in the same class, we got the same room. So I gotta see this guy's ugly mug in the dorm, in the classroom, and everywhere. And it's like, give me a break already. I'm gonna ask the house warden to make sure we get different rooms next year." Ace! That's so mean! Oh my god! Whatever. Oh. Okay. Wait, forgot there were 4th years? Yeah. Damn, Ace. All that for what? Yeah. Not if I ask him first, do snap. You constantly bug me when I'm studying. I wish we could change rooms right now. Ahaha, 1st year's blues. Peter winked at Trey. I bet you're feeling better already with all this hot traffic. I mean, on the top of hunting season here, you got old Yui and Grimmy. All these cutie pies worshipping you. You're winning some kind of jackpot. Trey? Okay. Cater. What is on? Oh my god. Wait, I'm lost, Ace said, looking unhappy. What do you mean by hunting season? I mean, it's you guys, Kid exclaimed. You're in the same class, same room. You're Ace, he's Deuce, and that's what you call an ace and a deuce and a poker. What did you think? Rolls off right at the tongue, doesn't it? Please don't let me in with this guy, Deuce groaned, indignantly pointing at Ace. But like, Ace said, glancing down at Trey's leg. How'd you get hurt, Trey? Looks pretty bad. Yeah. Trey sighed and scratched his head awkwardly. I didn't quite manage to fall right, so I guess I messed up my leg pretty spectacularly. I'll be on crutches for a while anyway. What? Ace cried out. Deuce also looked surprised. You and Grim turned to each other and frowned. Looks really painful, you said slowly. It's okay, don't look so worried. Trey sighed and shrugged. Other than my leg, I'm totally fine. It's just the timing, you know? I hate it, but it looks like I'll be warming the bench at the Spell Drive tournament this year. Ugh, hashtag fail. Don't bring Cater to your bedside if you're in the hospital. What do you mean hashtag fail? Like, aw man, I got cancer. Cater, hashtag fail. What? Cater said dejectedly, his shoulders something. Now that we lost a power player, who knows what our team roster is going to look like? You're a power player, you asked? I guess you must be really good at sports then, huh? Trey. No, not really, Trey said, averting his eyes, embarrassed. I'm just average. Our dorm's never been that great at Spell Drive. Ouch! Hits me where I live, Cater said with a laugh. Still, you always make the perfect assist for guys on the... team, you know, Trey? We've got a huge U-shaped hole in this tourney, baby. Baby? I love Cater so much. I love him so much. He's so funny. Okay. You're too kind, Trey demurred. Oh, demurred. I mean, I wouldn't get picked for the team anyway, even if I was in peak condition. Okay, come on now, Cater told Trey. You totes would. Trey didn't seem attached on being on the team and accepted his fate. He smiled mischievously. Come on, Cater, he said teasingly. This means your chances of making the team just went up. After all, you're better at flight than me. If you get a position where you can use your broom, you're basically all set. You want me to give the guys a nudge in your direction? What? No, don't you dare! Cater exclaimed as he wrapped his arms around himself and shuddered. Your boy KK would wither and die in that grueling practice regimen. Though Cater believed the team was going to be stuck without Trey, he played it up and fooled around so that it didn't seem like he was blaming the victim for hurting himself. It's not great, but I'm glad it's not more serious, Yuya said quietly to Ace and Deuce. But they weren't listening. Both looked shocked. The team roster? Ace murmured. Yuya asked his friends what they meant, but just then there was a knock on the door, and the question was left unanswered. It's me, called a clear, distinct voice. Come in, Trey replied. The door opened, and Riddle stepped in, wearing his dorm uniform. Why are there so many people in here? Riddle demanded. Trey is supposed to be resting. I'm sorry, you apologized reflectively, bowing his head. Bruh. We stopped to see how he was doing. Meow! Grim cried. It's Raging Riddle! Hello? Riddle glared at... Yo, you know what I realized? Everyone in the novel does not have any chill whatsoever. They're more mean in the game. Or maybe I just forget what they did in the game. And like, just reading back just made me realize like how mean they are to each other. Riddle glared at Grim, a sharp retort on the tip of his tongue, but he quickly turned away. We have better things to do here. He looked at the injured student. How are you doing, Trey? Can I bring you anything to eat or drink? Don't hesitate to say the word. Trey rolled his eyes before responding. You asked me the same thing earlier. I'm good. You don't need to fuss over me like this. You're good? With that leg? Riddle's tone was harsh, but his mouth was twisted into a sad frown. Ignoring Trey's complaint, Riddle kept suggesting things he could do or get for him. He was so persistent and so concerned that Trey was forced to smile. You're kinda killing it with the whole nice thing here, aren't you, Housewarden? Ace asked curiously. Like Ace, Yuya wondered why Riddle was being so unusually kind. It was very much like Ace to come right out and ask Riddle what was going on. I mean, I was pretty nervous. You barged in here and start yelling at him, all like, you have to take care of yourself. First, Grim, now you, Ace? I wouldn't get angry over something like this, Riddle said, sounding upset. His eyes lowered. And how could I find fault with him here? I'm the reason Trey got hurt. You're the reason, Housewarden Rosehearts? Deuce asked. What do you mean? Riddle exchanged a glance with Trey before he quietly explained, I needed to talk to him about the spell drive tournament. So we were walking down the hallway at lunch. Then I nearly fell down the stairs. Trey reached out to stop me, and Riddle described how Trey had grabbed his arm and yanked him back up to the landing. But Trey's momentum caused him to fall down the stairs himself. Riddle had carried Trey hurriedly to the nurse's office. Damn! Riddle could do that? I'm usually so careful. Riddle screwed up his face in his frustration. Why did I nearly fall down the stairs? I'm really sorry, Trey. Knowing you, Trey said, even if you had fallen down the stairs, you probably would have broken your fall with magic or dealt with it some other way. All I did was get in your way. It was stupid for me to intervene. You don't owe me anything. Despite being injured, Trey was mature enough to smile and avoid making Riddle feel even worse. But Riddle looked even more pained. All I do lately is cause you trouble. It's honestly unforgivable. Now, Cater said. Trey says it's all good, so put on a happy face, my guy. My guy? Cater. It's not gonna do any good to have you harshing the vibe here. Riddle offered up an awkward smile. I wanted to do something to make it up to you, so I researched foods that are good for muscles and bones, he said, pulling a folded piece of paper out of his pocket. Trey, make sure you eat the things on this list every day so you get better faster. Fine, yes, okay, Trey said as he took the paper. I'll eat these foods. The group filed out of Trey's rooms to let the patient have a bit of a rest. Once the door was closed, Ace and Deuce both opened their mouths. So listening to the housewarden there got me thinking, Ace began. Oh, hold on, verification for TikTok. You do this to me every time. Oh, he done. Please. Here we go. Riddle has either weird strength or a weak ass. I think, he has a sleeper build. That's what I think. Doesn't it seem like this is part of what Yu was talking about this morning? Yu asked. Yeah, I had the same thought, Yuya said as he nodded and looked at Grim. So this is actually... And what was little Yui talking about then? Cater interjected from behind. Yuya whirled around with a gasp. Cater and Riddle were looking at him curiously. He didn't want to get everyone worked up, but Riddle was already part of the situation, and Yuya realized it might be helpful to have Riddle and Trey's good friend Cater on the case with them. He decided to share what the head mage had said. It's kind of a long story, Yuya said. Understood, Riddle nodded. In that case, we'll go to the lounge. It sounds like the matter might be complicated. I'll get the other students then to step out. The group quickly moved to the Heartslabyul dorm lounge. The space was about the same size as the ramshackle dorm lounge, but it was so lavish it didn't even begin to compare. Large fireplace, red damsack, patterned wallpaper, a leather crimson dyed sofa. The impression could have been old-fashioned, except half the lounge was floor-to-ceiling windows, making the space feel more like a large sunroom. Yuya sat on the sofa, which faced the windows, giving a good view of the garden's rose bushes. The sun had set, so the space was dark, but he thought it must be very pleasant every day. When the Brilliant! When the brilliant sun poured in through the generous windows. Grimm reached out for the tea they were served, while Yuya told the group about their investigation thus far. By the time he finished, his own tea had cooled and Grimm's cup was empty. Yum 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 yum. Hello, I'm new to Twist. What's up? I see, Riddle said after a long silence. He and Cater both had the same hard look. I'm gonna switch up the music for this one. We're switching it up. We're switching it up. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I see, Riddle said after a long silence. He and Cater both had the same hard look. I've heard from the other house runners about injured students in their houses, and I also find the number of injuries strange. I never imagined it was so serious, though. Only top players are getting in these accidents, Cater asked. Nothing natural about that. Plus, you of all people, Riddle, don't fall downstairs. Which means... Silence reigned once again. Cater didn't have to finish the sentence. Everyone knew the string of injuries was no accident. Someone was targeting players. It was exactly what Yuya had feared. Oi, you okay? Ace asked. Yuya started. Apparently he looked so upset. His friends were worried. I'm fine, he said, shaking his head to ward off his faint-heartedness. He looked at Riddle sitting across from him. He wanted to ask more about the incident on the stairs. He needed all the details to have any hope of finding out what was really going on, but Yuya hadn't spoken with Riddle like this since the Overblot incident. They'd spoken briefly when Yuya had attended an unbirthday party held in celebration of Riddle's recovery. Riddle seemed completely back to his old self now. Cater described Riddle's vibe as much chiller, but he still seemed pretty stiff to Yuya. Yuya said finally, would you mind telling us what happened when you almost fell down the stairs? Not at all, Riddle replied. To be clear, it wasn't as if I had been pushed or that I had tripped, but I did feel a peculiar sensation. Like my body was moving of its own volition. The other victims said basically the same thing, Grimm said, pulling a sour face. So you don't know how come you almost got hurt, yeah? I want to know who did it. This nothing story's not getting me nowhere. It's true, I can't identify the culprit, Riddle said, and I don't know the means used to cause me to fall down the stairs. But given the potential Spell Drive tournament players are being targeted, the motivation behind the attacks is quite clear. Riddle sipped his tea, and returned his cup immediately. Why am I losing my... sorry. Returned his cup soundlessly to its saucer. Whoever is doing this is trying to remove would-be rivals from the tournament. After all, the whole world will be watching. It's no surprise that someone might resort to underhanded methods to even the odds. But couldn't it also be the work of someone who got a bone to pick with the Spell Drive tournament, Deuce asked, his voice low? Maybe they hate the tournament so much, they're trying to ruin it for everybody. If that were the case, they would select different targets, Riddle smiled coolly. You would target the planning committee, the sponsors, or the head mage. Or the head mage, true. Honestly, wait, hold on, wait a minute, pause. Why haven't we targeted the head mage yet? That needs to happen. Sorry, I've been hating on Crowley way too much, honestly, but like, he's been getting on my nerves. If you wanted to destroy the tournament itself, or any of the many hopeful players, if ability is not your main concern. Whether this would be possible or not is a different story. Oh yeah, makes sense, Deuce agreed. So if the person is after guys who could be rivals in the tournament, Ace frowned thoughtfully, then slapped his knee. Oh, all we gotta do is find the dorm where no one's gotten hurt? Looks like our little mastermind already thought of that, Cater said. He looked up from his smartphone where he'd been scrolling through the college social media app, Magicam. Just did a quick scroll through Magicam and every dorm's had at least one accident, probably a bit of a cloak and dagger to keep anyone from catching on. Riddle's expression remained hard as he said, to start with, potential rivals aren't necessarily only members of other dorms. I think it's low on the scale of possibility given that the prestige of the dorm is also at stake. But it could be that this dastardly culprit is also going after players from his own dorm in order to secure a spot in the Spelldrive's tournament himself. Ooh, Riddle! No horror stories, please! Cater joked. But his eyes weren't laughing. No one wanted to believe that their own dormmate was someone who was supposed to be on their side. Would do something like this. The more they talked, the longer their list of suspects grew. They considered a variety of factors, but they couldn't narrow the list of potential culprits down to a single person. Until they knew how the perpetrator was accomplishing their attacks, there were simply too many possibilities. Yuya was at wit's end when Riddle pronounced, "To apprehend this culprit, we need to stay a step ahead of him." "A step ahead?" Grim asked, cocked his head. "We're gonna do that how exactly?" "By predicting which student will be targeted next and covertly following him," Riddle replied promptly. "That way, we can find out the culprit's methods, and we might encounter this villain at the scene of the crime. They'd learn a lot about what was going on if they could just get the jump on the perpetrator, and if they were lucky, they might be able to prevent someone from getting injured." Ooh. You thought it was a good idea, but he wasn't sure he could help. "I'm sorry," he said. "I don't really know anyone at school. I have no idea who might be next." "You just leave that to KK." Cater waggled his smartphone. "I got my finger on the pulse of every dorm when it comes to top players. I'll keep you up to date on who's likely to get a beat down." "Cater knows everything about everyone," Riddle added. "He's well informed about other dorms and even classes." "Yo, he might rival Azul in that case." Yuya figured if Riddle said so, then Cater probably did know everyone. "Oh, you flatter me," Cater laughed, flashing a toothy smile. "Well, okay," Grim said, looking at Yuya. "So then all we gotta do is keep an eye on whoever this guy tells us to." "Right, I guess so." Yuya agreed and nodded at the monster. Then he bowed to Riddle and Cater. "Thank you both. We'll keep a close eye on these people and see if we can't find some connection to the culprit." That's a surprise." "So you're not freaked out?" Ace asked, raising a dubious eyebrow. "I mean, this is you we're talking about here, you. I figured you'd all be, 'Leave me out of this! No fighting!'" "I am scared," Yuya admitted, "but I promised the head mage, and when I think about how Trey maybe wouldn't have been hurt if I figured this out already." "It wasn't your fault, Riddle said. "The blame's squarely on my shoulders." Yuya shook his head with a firm resolve. "No!" Oh wait, hold on. This is a bit serious. Yuya shook his head with a firm resolve. "No, it's awful that people are getting hurt at all. I need to solve this case as soon as possible." Even the normally apathetic Grim was eager to investigate. As his partner Yuya couldn't turn away, as if this wasn't his problem. Plus, he couldn't stand the thought of constant fighting before the Spelldrive tournament. The idea haunted him. He wanted to resolve the situation immediately. "Is that it?" Riddle asked, rolling his eyes. Then he smiled and shrugged. "Whatever the reason, I can see you're determined, you. Grim, I will assist in the search for the culprit." Yay! Riddle, baby, we're so in sync! Cater exclaimed. "I was about to say the same thing." "Really?" You exclaimed and rose up in his seat at these declarations from Riddle and Cater. Cater glanced at Riddle before winking less than excitedly at Yuya. "Well, it's not like we can sit back and watch when our own housemates are being picked off. We're 100% here for you." You thanked them repeatedly. It was extremely reassuring to have the upperclassmen join their team. Ace abruptly raised a hand, declaring, "Okay, I'll help you too." "What?" You cried out, even more shocked. "I'll lend a hand too," Deuce chimed in. "We gotta sell the score for Clover." "You too, Deuce?" You stared hard at his friends. He couldn't believe this was the same Ace who had told him the very morning he didn't want to help, and Deuce looked way more eager to get involved than before. It was more than a matter of getting revenge. "Smells real fishy in here." Grim also eyed the pair dubiously. Nah, Ace said, shrugging nonchalantly. It's like a friend in need and all that, yeah? Ah, I get it, Cater grinned. You're gutting for that open spot on our team, aren't you? So you're trying to show off to the house warden? Was that obvious? Ace readily admitted. His ulterior motives while Deuce shook his head vigorously back and forth. No! That has nothing to do with it. I just wanted to avenge our housemate, he cried. But his panic was tantamount to a confession. Honestly, Riddle shook his head in exasperation. I think I was impressed for a moment there. Well, fine. I suppose I could take your performance during the investigation into account. Yes! Ace and Deuce cried out, raising clenched fists. Oh my god, never change, guys. Yuya gave them a wry smile. Whatever their reasons, he was glad for their help. Well, okay. Grim threw his paws in the air. Starting tomorrow, it's stakeout time. Right. We'll scout out the top players after school, Riddle said. Everyone nodded their agreement. That said, it's too dangerous to go alone. Whoever's behind this is a fiend capable of skillfully disguising his methods. And he's already hurt several students. Since there is a possibility of encountering this scoundrel, we'll work in pairs. Yuya admitted how straightforward Riddle was. Since arriving in the lounge, everything he said had been persuasive and logical. Yuya took a sip of freshly poured tea, feeling grateful for his assistance. You're with me, Riddle said. Yuya felt his heart drop through his stomach. Yuya! Come on now, Riddle changed! Huh? You with me? Yuya repeated, Riddle's words in shock. Do you mean you and I will investigate together? I do, Riddle nodded. It's the best combination. Huh? No, but, I can't use magic. I'll only be in your way. That's exactly why you'll team up with me. I have the greatest understanding of magic at the school, so the optimal strategy is for me to work with you and supplement your knowledge. But I think I'd just be okay with someone else, Yuya suggested. Cater will pay with Grim. Riddle raised one finger after another as he explained dispassionately. Cater works well with essentially everyone, and he's more than capable of smoothing over any instability in Grim's behavior. Ace and Deuce will have work to do in their dorm, so they can do that and investigate at the same time. Upperclassmen are busy preparing for the spell drive tournament, so our first-year students necessarily have an increased workload. Riddle was making sense, and he spoke with an unyielding assurance. Yuya felt the urge to cradle his head in his hands. Aww. He and Riddle had barely spoken recently, and the conversations they had before weren't exactly friendly. Now he's going to be alone with him? How was he supposed to act? He couldn't chat casually with him the way he did with Ace and Deuce, nor did he imagine Riddle acting friendly with him the way Trey and Cater did. Well, come on, you. Do you have some objection? Riddle looked at him curiously. Seemingly unaware that Yuya might be feeling uncomfortable. In fact, Yuya was afraid of Riddle. He always had been, but this was different. From when they first met, and everyone simply called Riddle a tyrant. Yuya had seen Riddle in the middle of Overblot. He had no idea a human being could hold within themselves such anger and sadness that it would manifest in such a huge destructive monster that had particularly leveled the Heartslabyul garden. Yuya devoted himself to avoid conflict and pursuing peace, and Riddle was too fierce for him to understand. On the other hand, Yuya figured Riddle probably didn't think much of anything about him. It seemed that the only Yuya felt awkward at the thought of being alone with Riddle. He looked to Ace and Deuce for help, but they simply shrugged. Sorry, man, Ace mouthed silently. Deuce's expression said, he seems sad. Panicked, Yuya turned to Grim. Beside him on the sofa, the monster was happily stuffing his face with cookies, which had been set out with the tea, blissfully ignorant of everyone else. Cater gave him a pained smile. Well, this is the whole thing, huh? Cater mused, then turned to Riddle. But you know, if this is how you want to cut the cake... Riddle nodded firmly, and Cater's smile became more pained. He looked at you and winked as if to say there was nothing else to do. Probably the best combo after all, he said. I mean, we gotta keep you safe, Yui. Plus, the whole operational will run smoother this way. You'll leave Grimmy to me. Excellent, Riddle said, clapping his hands. So there are no objections? Well, here we go then, Grim said. Grim the Great will just have to keep Cater in line. Right. Yeah, Cater, yeah, you do that. Alright, roger that. Ace agreed enthusiastically. He had no doubt been smirking the whole time, entertained by the idea of Yuya and Riddle teaming up. Then it's time to be on our way, Riddle declared. All of you make sure to rest up in preparation for tomorrow. We decided on a time and a place to meet the following day, and the strategy meeting came to an end. Things were moving in a positive direction. The flustered Yuya nonetheless left Heartslabyul with a heavy heart. Dun dun dun. It's very interesting. Alright, I'm gonna pause here to read some comments. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that they changed the novel a lot from the game and the manga. And I do not know the reason why. I'm curious as to why they rewrote it the way that it did. They did. I think maybe it is better because like there's a lot of details and we get more like thoughts on how Leona thinks and all that. But yeah, it's very strange how we are not going in a group and we're just pairing up with Riddle. I don't know if it's because they're trying to set up something with Riddle, most likely, but yeah, it's good. Right? Right? Like the teams? Yeah, like that didn't happen at all. But they do have more interactions. Yeah, they do. They definitely have more interactions. Which I think is what like the problem with book 2 had in the beginning. There wasn't enough interaction. It was kind of like they glossed over everybody and whatnot to cover. Oh, Riddle's quite intimidating. He is. They also sound like very like it's more serious in the novel. Like when you read this and you write it and you read like he overblotted and like what he went through and all that, it is like very devastating to read. If they continue the novel with more details, I would love to see it on the anime, but they're doing the manga, which is cool. Yeah, I don't think the novel's way too detailed. We're gonna see like everybody in action and moving, so that we're gonna get details in that way, but not like I guess like in terms of thought and descriptiveness and stuff. Like no, then it cannot cover that. It would be nice though if it did, because I love the more details that we get. There you are, you, Riddle called when they met in the courtyard. His voice as loud and brisk as ever. Right on time. Thanks for meeting me, you replied nervously, overwhelmed by Riddle's greeting. I need to have like a this one. No, it's this one. Thanks for meeting me. Yuya replied nervously, overwhelmed by Yuya's greeting. Well then, let's get right to work. Riddle pulled out his phone and then they looked at it together. Kidder had sent a list of several names. At the top was 2 students. Jade and Floyd Leach, brothers, Octagonal dorm second years. Word is they work so well together on the field, other teams don't know how to counter them. Riddle scowled and Yuya's heart skipped a beat. A deep crease was etched into Riddle's brow. Oh god. Is something the matter? Yuya asked timidly. These two are trouble, Riddle replied, his annoyance clear. Jade Leach and Floyd Leach, twins in their second year. Jade is a vice house warden of Octagonal, and in, hold on, which again, this one. Jade Leach and Floyd Leach. Oh, thank you, Farah? Farah? Yeah, thank you, Farah. I like to think Riddle wants to be with Yuya because he felt guilty still to him, so this is a way to make up for it. Oh yeah. And then when you point it out like that's so sad, Riddle. Thank you so much for the Akasupa. Akasupa. Ah. But yeah, he's kind of like desperate to like, or not desperate, but he does feel really bad and guilty for the overblot, and he also was kind of he's not responsible for Trey falling, but he does feel responsible for it. So I think he's just like trying to find in any way possible to make it up for him. So yeah, very in character for Riddle. Yeah, it really is. Okay, yeah, back to reading. Jade Leach and Floyd Leach, twins in their second year. Jade is the vice housewarden of Octavanil and in the same class as I am. He is the picture of superficial politeness and very cutting. Floyd is, well, you'll see. According to Cater's intel, the pair would be at the sports field right around then. Each dorm was given a set practice time on the field, and this was Octavanil's turn. Interesting. Not even the same location and all that. Alright. You and Riddle set out. The main school building was a bit of a walk from the sports field, which was located off Main Street near the front gate and next to the gymnasium. The field's lush grass spread so far in all directions that you had to squint to see the far end. The facilities included a stable for the equestrian club. Let me say one thing before we get to the field, Riddle said abruptly as the gymnasium came into view. Don't call out to Jade and Floyd once we spot them. We'll just watch. All right? If you want to get through this quietly, don't even let them see you accidentally. You're wondering if staying hidden was meant to keep word of the situation from spreading. It was also probably to keep people on the list from thinking someone might be trying to hurt them, to keep from frightening them. This caution was conscientious, and Yuya nodded and hid with Riddle behind the gymnasium. See over there? The two boys who are taller than everyone else? Riddle pointed toward the field. Yuya picked out two students in PE uniforms, who were a head taller than any other player. They were standing close together in quiet discussion. The one on the right is Jade, the one on the left is Floyd, Riddle told him. I know you said they were twins, but they really do look the same, you replied, still slightly odd. I can't tell them apart from here. It's hard to tell them apart even up close, Riddle said. One was holding a broom, while the other waved something small that glinted in the sun. You guessed it was a magical pen being used to propel a disc through the air with magic. Ooh. I can't see anyone suspicious at the moment. No unusual activity with the targets. Riddle said. He dropped his eyes to his phone. We came because they're on the list, but I doubt these two really need our protection. Do you mean it's unlikely they'll end up playing in the tournament? You asked. No, Cater's intel was correct. It just seems to me that there aren't too many people who would dare lay a hand on either of them. As you considered what this meant, one of the twins turned their way. They immediately shrank back behind the building, but they were a second too late. Oh. Came a loud voice from the grounds. Goldfish? Is that you? He spotted us. Riddle looked thoroughly unimpressed. The boy strode briskly toward them on long legs, calling, What brings you here? Playing hide and seek? You gotta learn to hide better if you're gonna play that game. You got a face that really sticks out. The boy was standing before them in the blink of an eye. Up close, he was so tall, Yu's eyes nearly popped out of his head. His slender build only made him seem taller. He had turquoise hair with one long black segment. His right eye peeking out from behind his hair sparkled a golden color, while his left eye was a pale olive green that looked almost transparent in the sunlight. Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy. Both eyes squinted sleepily at Yuya. A smile spread across the boy's lip. Who's this? Hello, Yuya stammered in a cold sweat trickling down his back just from being looked at. He felt like the boy's gaze was swallowing him up. It's nice to meet you. I'm you. I'm a first year. I'm a first year. I don't know if I should play this song or not, but like they're gonna fight eventually. You? Oh, the kid from Ramshackle Dorm that Krabby was talking about. The boy's intimidating aura vanished. Huh. After all the rumors, I wondered what you were like. You seem kind of regular. Disappointing. Krabby? You asked? Yep, Krabby. The boy nodded lazily. He's in the basketball with me. You didn't understand who the other boy was talking about, but the boy didn't seem interested in explaining. You looked to Riddle for help. Floyd here is probably talking about Ace, the Heartslabyul Heartslabyul said, sighing heavily. Ace has mentioned having some trouble during basketball club meetings, and Floyd has the bad habit of giving people strange nicknames. But you're small and red, so you're goldfish, Floyd explained. And Krabby's orange hair sticks out to the side, so he's Krabby. Perfect, yeah? You couldn't count the number of times Ace had complained about a moody, irrational, very scary upperclassman on the basketball club with him. Was Floyd the upperclassman Ace was talking about? While Riddle and Floyd talked, the other twin who might be Jade ambled toward them. Oh, okay, it's calm now, I guess. We're chill. While Riddle and Floyd talked, the other twin, who must be Jade, ambled toward them. Why isn't it? If it isn't Riddle and the new student from Ramshackle Dorm. The boy's hair had hair that grew longer over his left side. His eyes were in a mirror of Floyd's with a golden left eye and a pale olive green right eye. The twins' faces were perfectly bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, it's my great pleasure to meet you. My name is Jade Leach. Imagine Floyd hearing Ace say that. Oh yeah. The boys stooped over alongside each other to look down at Yuya and Riddle. Yuya knew they were twins, but he still shivered at how terrifyingly identical they were. It wasn't just their physical appearance. They even had the same air of danger. Floyd and Jade were cold in a way that was frightening precisely because they weren't obviously violent or hurling abuse. I knew it, Riddle shouted angrily, glaring up at the twins and standing between them and Yuya. I highly doubt that anyone would lay a hand on two people as devious as you, because your revenge would be too entirely unpredictable. What revenge? Floyd asked, happily twisting the piercing in his right ear. And like, you're making me blush here, my dude. That's some compliment. That was not a compliment, Riddle roared. And you have very much understood the sour face Riddle had been pulling since they set out all afternoon. Hard-headed Riddle and impulsive Floyd were obviously incompatible. Riddle was working himself into a one-sided fight, much to the amusement of Floyd, who looked like his only goal in life was to annoy Riddle. Oh my god, not Rage Bait Riddle. What novel is this? This is the Savannah Claw novel that you can get from Barnes & Nobles and other locations. Don't know them. Don't you ever get tired of huffing and puffing so angrily, Goldfish? Floyd asked languidly, something like that. I'm angry because of a certain someone, Riddle glared at him. It seems I'm going to have to teach you a thing or two about manners. Oh. Haha. You're all talk, Floyd sneered. Besides, it wouldn't be any fun to have you have a go at you now. Not when you're weak as a little kitty cat. Oh, happy birthday, Moon. Did you just call me weak? Riddle's face was growing redder. Is that how I look to you? Well, why don't I show you why you need glasses? Riddle, please don't, Yuya cried. He was about to step in between the two boys when Jade blocked his way. Now, the other twin said. He also appeared highly amused by the bickering. How about we let them be? They do seem to be enjoying themselves after all. Yuya clenched his hands, feeling like a scuffle was about to break out any second. Hoping to derail the escalating argument, Yuya mastered his courage to shout, I'm sorry! You're totally misunderstanding everything! Huh? What everything? Floyd asked, staring at Yuya dubiously. Yuya smiled ingratiatingly and bowed several times to both Floyd and Riddle, who looked at him with obvious delight. Yuya grabbed Riddle's sleeve and yanked him away from the twins. Let's go, Riddle, he whispered. We don't have time for this. Riddle was silent for a long moment, then nodded. Right, it's a waste of time to remain here. They scurried off the sports field on a quick beat, Yuya's heart pounding the whole time. What if Floyd and Jade tried to stop them? The twins didn't chase after them. Instead of heavy footsteps behind them, all Yuya heard was unsettling laughter. Aw, leaving so soon? You're no fun, Jade laughed. That was a refreshing break, Floyd sneered. For some reason, their voices sounded much closer than they should have, but Yuya could not bring himself to look back. He finally let out a sigh of relief when they came out. Onto the main street. The whole road lined with large stone statues of the Great Seven located in the center of campus. Looks like we managed to get out there okay, Yuya said. Who said, away? Wait, what? Okay, yeah. Let me do this. Here we go. Oh, this is different. Jade and Floyd didn't chase them. Yeah, no. They just ran. Very interesting why they changed that. It's good. Aw, they be so cute. You're no fun. Yeah. So considering the voice sounded much closer. And let us know if it. Okay, cool. Just wanted to reread that part to see if anything went over my head, but it didn't. Looks like we managed to get out of there okay, you said. Thanks for intervening. I didn't mean to get so carried away, Riddle sighed, pushing his hair back grumpily. Those two have been unfathomable to me since first year. Every time I have to deal with them, it's a disaster. Yeah, I get that, Yuya nodded, but he couldn't help being anxious about what Riddle might do next. Cater had said that Riddle was much nicer after experiencing Overblot, and Trey had happily agreed. Clearly, Riddle had changed, but if the Riddle who had just been arguing with Floyd was a softer, gentler Riddle, then how stormy had he been before the Overblot? You couldn't even begin to picture him. That's the end of the investigation into Jade and Floyd, Riddle said, pulling out his phone. Let's move on to our next target. Despite his fear of the slender boy before him, Yuya forged ahead and read about the next student on the list. Silver, second year, Diasmania. His star is shooting into the stratosphere thanks to power plays at odds with his dashing Prince Charming looks. Ooh. These notes, Cater's notes are so good. So next is Diasmonia then. Riddle muttered. Their players are stuck in Malice's long shadow, unfortunately, but Silver really does have the power and stamina. I can easily see him being selected to play in the tournament. Do you know him too, you asked? Silver's in the equestrian club with me, Riddle said. He's very diligent about practice, a hard-working student. He could make an even bigger splash, however, if he didn't have a habit of napping. While Riddles didn't neglect to tack on a complaint to his assessment, his feelings were nevertheless warm, the exact opposite of his reaction to the leech twins. Yuya felt Silver must be quite a serious person. Apparently, Silver worked out daily after school. Riddle said his routine varied, but Silver was most often in the woods behind the school. After they arrived at the woods, Yuya spotted a figure on the other side of some large apple trees. Riddle looked smugly triumphant. Thank you for the follow. Exactly as I anticipated, he said. That's Silver. Yuya looked toward a boy with silver hair who was swinging a sword with a single-minded focus. The blade was black and lacked a pointed tip, so it was a practice sword. Yuya heard small birds twittering in the nearby trees. He comes all the way out here to train by himself, Yuya asked. The first-year Sebek Zigavolt often comes with him, Riddle responded, but it looks like he's not here today. Silver and Sebek are in the same dorm and from the same place, and they're also in the same club. They quite frequently spend time with the third-year Lilia. They're all from Briar Valley, the land north of here, the same as Malleus. What are you doing down there? An unfamiliar voice said right by Yuya's ear. Yuya whirled around and leaped back with a shriek. Ah! Love that reaction, said a small boy who had approached from behind on silent feet. Shocking pink streaks stood out in the neatly cut bangs. Even Riddle appeared surprised. He pressed a hand to his chest. Oh my god, Lilia, jump scare! Hello? Lilia, Riddle gasped. Please don't appear out of nowhere like that. Sorry, my bad. I was just curious about what you guys were doing, said Lilia, smiling playfully. Yuya felt like he'd seen him somewhere before. Then Yuya remembered. He'd seen the boy at orientation, when he'd also seemingly popped out of thin air and nearly given the head mage a heart attack. Yuya was pretty sure he was the vice house warden of Diasmania. So you're the presence I was feeling, Riddle, Lilia said, still smiling. What are you doing all the way out here? Silver came wandering over, having overheard Yuya's scream. Yuya wondered if they should tell them the truth, or would being honest only cause needless anxiety. Before Yuya spoke, Riddle signaled him with his eyes. No real reason, Riddle said, gesturing with his open palm for Yuya to step forward. We were merely passing by. You wanted to know more about the history of Night Ravenclaw. college, so he came to me, you see? I was showing him around the woods. Yeah, I'm impressed, Silver replied, looking serious as he suddenly fell into shadow. Yuya looked up to see a flock of little birds clutching a towel in their beaks. Silver accepted the towel and thanked the birds as if it was the most natural thing in the world. And then he wiped away the sweat on his face. The birds chirped together in response. Was this some kind of magic? Yuya stared, enthralled by the birds and the towel, while Riddle explained how Yuya came to be a Night Raven College student. Huh, Silver said. He turned to Yuya. Rough to be in an unfamiliar place. I'll help. Tell me if you need anything. Silver! Silver! Wasn't he I feel like he's the first person who's ever said that to you. With like no ulterior motives. He's so sweet. He is. Oh, tell me if you need anything. No blackmail? Are you? He deserves the world. Silver used few words, but his voice was warm and assured. Just from his interaction with the birds, you could tell he was a kind person. Thank you so much, you said, offering heartfelt thanks. And Silver nodded deeply. That reminds me, Riddle said, attempting to be casual. Anything new around here recently? I must warn you if there's anything he needs to be careful about. New? No, nothing, Silver replied. He turned to Lilia. Right, Lilia said, but he clearly couldn't think of anything. Then he flashed them a grin. If I had to say, the only thing new is that Malice is still cranky. Y'all forgot to invite him to the house board meeting the other day. That was extremely unfortunate, Riddle said, looking uncomfortable. We will be more careful next time. Please do, Lilia said. He might not look it, but he really feels the sting of these things. Malleus? I find that hard to believe, Riddle snorted. I do apologize for having forgotten the invitation, but I highly doubt he is particularly concerned about any other sorcerer. I'm sure he has not so much as a thought about us once. Aww. As Yuya listened, the image of Malleus Draconian expanded in his mind. The more he heard about him, the more he understood he was not some run-of-the-mill guy. He wasn't a mere human, he was a descendant of Fae and the next king of the fairies. The world's leading mage, the lone star and master of the Spell Drive tournament. Both Ace and Deuce had been quick to warn you to avoid Malleus. And this message was so important, they still took every opportunity to remind him. Malleus, yeah, Malleus. Please, they don't know him yet. What kind of person would be so feared at Night Raven College, a school of sorcerers? You had yet to meet him, and he wondered what terrifying form the boy actually embodied. Not true, Silver argued, shaking his head. Lord Malleus is very sensitive. You'd know that if you ever talked with him. Silver's right, Lilia said. Old Malleus is a comrade from back in the days when we were still living in Briar Valley. I've known him since when he was about this high. Lilia motioned like he was popping a pea out of a pot. You gotta believe. He was clearly attempting a joke since he and Malleus were about the same age. Little did they know. They were both third years. Lilia was a cheerful, pleasant person, and Yuya smiled at his larger-than-life demeanor, which contrasted with his very small stature. All of you at Dias Mania really are close, huh? Yuya asked. Thank you, Silver said, smiling faintly. But close would be overstating it. I have the utmost respect for Lord Malleus. It's an honor to be with him outside Briar Valley. Aww. Lilia nodded in agreement, as if this was obvious. He gazed at Yuya. And Riddle, his expression turning serious. When you think about it, student life is not so easy. People of all sorts of different tribes and classes come together in one hall to live. The reason we manage it so happily is thanks to our housewarden Malleus. He's a great leader. If you knew him like we do in Diasmania, you'd also see he's not the boy people whisper about. Aww. Lilia spoke calmly with a maturity beyond his years, making it hard for you to believe he was only 2 years older than him. His thoughts were quite philosophical and persuasive. Yuya didn't know if the rumors about Malleus were true, but Lilia at least regarded. Whoa! Don't fall! Whew. Okay, that was close. Yeah. Rumors were true, but Lilia at least had regarded Malleus as a good housewarden and a good prince. Based on how Lilia Silver spoke, Malleus seemed to have a lot of charisma. They definitely weren't afraid of him. Yuya almost felt chastated for his negative assumptions and prejudices, and he bowed apologetically. Lilia spun around, smiling, his mouth wide with laughter. But the fact is, he's still not used to human culture, which leads to the unexpected trouble from time to time. This is one of his charms, though. Please do forgive him. He slapped Yuya on the back several times. Yuya's head rocked back and forth. The force of Lilia's small hand was greater than expected. Okay, Yuya not acknowledged. Should we get going then? Riddle asked. Yuya had retreated slightly, and Yuya looked back, mouthing silently. Are you sure? Silver will be alright, Yuya whispered. Then he bowed and spoke to the other two boys. Sorry to have disturbed you. Yuya copied him and lowered his head. Lilia and Silver both waved goodbye. Come again any time, Silver said. You're also welcome at Diasmania, Lilia declared. Yuya offered another bashful goodbye before turning and chasing after him. Twisted-Wonderland, yeah! They're so cute. They really are family. Diasmania family for the win. Oh, Book 7 is gonna destroy me when it's finally in novel form. Okay. You're worried about Silver? Riddle asked when Yuya nodded. Riddle said calmly, I wouldn't. There's no need. Silver's basically always with Sebek, Lilia, and Malleus. As long as the four of them are together, I doubt anyone would be able to easily lay a hand on them. When they're together, I think the possibility of him being a target is extremely low. Oh, he said. I guess if they're always together, yeah. Yes, we don't have a lot of time left. Let's go check in on our next candidate. Riddle pulled his phone out of his pocket and muttered. One of these days, I'd like to ask Malleus what exactly he thinks a good house warden is. Huh? You exclaimed. What's that look for? Riddle looked shocked by Yuya's surprise. Listen, I'm not saying Malleus is a good house warden. He's never comes to our important meetings, and he can be rather lax about time. Reflexively, as they crossed the field, Yuya looked around to check that they were alone. Riddle was the only person he could imagine openly voicing displeasure with Malleus when there was even the potential for another person to overhear. To Yuya, this perfectly demonstrated Riddle's self-confidence. Everyone else Yuya knew was too afraid. Even Ace, who generally was brutally honest, was on guard when it came to Malleus. But his vice house warden Lilia speaks so highly of him, Riddle continued. It's clear they have a strong, trusting relationship. Silver also respects Malleus, so with the way that I am now, I think there are areas where I can learn from him. He didn't know what to say. He was shocked to hear Riddle be so introspective and self-critical. Yeah. Apologies you, Riddle said, waving a dismissive hand. I shouldn't have said anything. It's got nothing to do with you, and I'm mostly talking to myself. Oh, I mean, Yuya stammered, letting his words fade into quiet. In public, the Heartslabyul Heartswarden was hard on others and brimmed with self-confidence. Yet here he was being just as hard on himself, expressing doubts, and admitting to admiring someone else he had tried to become a better version of himself. Which was the real Riddle? Yuya felt like he understood Riddle even less now. He remained silent, afraid he'd make Riddle mad if he said the wrong thing. Riddle looked at his phone, but before he could read out the name of the next candidate, his phone vibrated briefly. He hummed, peering at the notification. Oh, it's a message from Cater. Cater had apparently gotten a hold of some key bit information, and he wanted everyone to rendezvous at the Hall of Mirrors and then go together at Savannah Claw door. Savannah Claw, Riddle murmured. What's the matter, Yuya said. I was planning to stay on campus for our investigation today, Riddle explained. Savannah Claw dorm is quite large. If we go now, we might not get home until rather late. They needed to use the Hall of Mirrors to travel to Savannah Claw, and visiting the dorm might indeed mean he'd have to return late to Heartsville. Do you have plans later, Yuya asked? Yes, a deep crease wrinkled Riddle's brow again. I must make sure no one is violating Queen of Hearts Rule 346. Croquet must not be played after 5 in the afternoon. Okay. Oh, a rule, huh? Yuya's cheeks tightened. For Riddle, the Queen of Hearts rules were regulations to be strictly enforced, even though his dorm members imposed them fiercely. Seeing the look on Yuya's face, Riddle said, Naturally, I intend to be more lenient about enforcing the rules. Unlike before, even if I do find someone in violation, I will merely give them a verbal warning, unless the violation is quite serious, of course. But I will no longer take anyone's head off straight away. He puffed his head out in a way that was meant to be reassuring. Apparently, promising not to use his signature spell off with your head was an improvement. Yuya nodded awkwardly. To others, Riddle might still appear like the same stubborn house warden as always. You couldn't really blame anyone for feeling upset with him or criticizing him for not taking more time to atone for the plot incident. But now Yuya had seen another side to Riddle as he struggled to be better. Alright, I messaged Cater, Riddle said. We're all going to meet up in the Hall of Mirrors. Riddle whirled around and held high, and Yuya followed. 810 rules? Dang, yeah, that's a lot of rules. But it's cute that Yuya's finally starting to realize, oh, Riddle really is changing. Really. Oh, bye, wizards. I'm gonna read one more chapter, I think. Hold on, let me see when's the next. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna get to the next picture. And then that's when we'll stop. Because I don't think... Because there's a certain scene that I want to read. But I don't think we're gonna get to it. Yeah. Okay. One more chapter, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Goodbye, oh bye. When they arrived at the Hall of Mirrors, oh, this is chapter 6, by the way. When they arrived at the Hall of Mirrors, the other two teams, Kidder and Grim and Ace and Deuce, were already there. And the space instantly exploded in chatter. Took you long enough, you, Grim snarled. Yeah, sorry, you apologized, feeling almost relieved and to be yelled at by Grim. Well, then I must leave the rest of today's investigation to you, Riddle said abruptly as he stepped through the mirror to return to Heartslabyul door. After Riddle left, Ace and Deuce surrounded Yuya, and Ace peppered Yuya with questions. So, how was it? You and the house were gonna do okay together? Ace asked, grinning and elbowing Yuya in the side. Oh my god, I just realized the novel omitted the part where Riddle fixed Yu's tie. No. Okay, well, you know, to be fair, we had a whole kind of interaction with him solo, so it's fine. But dang, why did they take that out? Ace grinning and elbowing you on the side. You maybe get a little taste of how we're pretty much always holding our breath. It wasn't that I was holding my breath, but yeah, sighed. Okay, to be honest, I was pretty on edge. Deuce nodded, looking serious, and said, I get that. He can be fairly intimidating. So long as you understand, Ace said, strangely satisfied. I can basically picture how it went with you guys. But what? What happened with you two, Grim and Cater? Make any headway on the investigation? And natch! Cater said exactly like I ordered him to. So the whole thing was a piece of cake. Piece of cake! Oh my god. Grim crowed as he put his hands on his hips and tossed his head back. Clearly, Cater had masterfully kept Grim under control, just as Riddle anticipated. They probably had a great time checking into their potential targets in the Pomfiori dorm. Yuya, Ace, and Deuce rolled their eyes at Grim. Look, we all appreciate Riddle's diligence. Okay, babes, Cater said, laughing. So hunting season, my mans, where'd you get up to? Cater invoked his new nickname for Ace and Deuce. Oh my god. Absolutely nowhere, Ace replied, annoyed. And please stop with the hunting season thing. We went to see that Rook guy from Pomfiori who was on the list, but he totally didn't seem like a contender at all. No? Cater shrugged. You'd be surprised. He's more than just a pretty face. But, well, maybe he's not remarkable enough to be on someone's hit list. Yuya had met Rook at Pomfiori the day before, and he could see how his gentle demeanor might not make him seem like a top competitor. Ace and Deuce had also checked in on several other players, but they had found nothing out of the ordinary with any of them. Yuya reported that his investigation had come up similarly empty. Huh, Peter frowned, but he didn't seem particularly deterred. Me and Grimmy came home without any party favors either, but I did hear some truly hot goss while we were on the case, he winked playfully. Word has it, we got ourselves a new king on the scene. Savannah Claw first year Jack Howell. He's new, but he's a big brute of a guy. People are excited about what he can do on the field. I was checking the dates of the past Spell Drive tournament, but of course he wasn't at any of them. So I didn't pin him when I was making my list. But I guess this kid is so good, he's off the charts. Jack? Deuce muttered, as if the name rang a bell. You know him, Deuce? You asked. Know him? Deuce frowned. I mean, I've barely spoken to him, but we were in track together. Oh, we are in track together, sorry. Oh my gosh. I just realized. Where the hell is my Kaleem and Jamil interaction? No! They took it away! Novel, why? Oh well. It's whatever. Okay. Deuce explained that since most track events are individual competitions, team members didn't interact that much. Conversation is minimal. I could totally see him being picked for their Spell Drive team, though. He's a wolf beastman and an amazing athlete. I guess the other sport clubs have tried to recruit him, but I heard he hates playing with a team, so he joined track and field. Super tough guy who hates teamwork. Grim rolled his eyes. Sounds like a real party. Well, you know, we can't know until we meet him, so it's time for takeoff, Kater said and leaped into the mirror that led to Savannah Claw. The frame around Savannah Claw's mirror was filled with carvings of bones and rocks, making it look intimidating, but Grim stepped into it without the slightest hesitation, so Yuya followed suit. Yay! Kaleem and Jamil isn't in this chapter yet? But don't they meet them before they, what is it? They hit up, Savannah Claw? At least that's what I thought would happen in the game. What's the novel? Twisted-Wonderland, Usurper from the Wilds, the novel. You get it at Barnes & Nobles. And other locations. On the other side, Yuya was confronted with a large plain. Yuya knew each dorm was located off campus, but he was surprised by how much land surrounded the Savannah Claw dorm. Sparse vegetation dotted sandy soil that stretched out so... Oh, what's this? Hold on. Is that a sticker? Why is there a sticker in my book? Okay. Odd. I don't know why that was in there. Have a Snickers. Yeah, random sticker. Thank you. So far that he almost couldn't see the end of it. Though it looked like a desert, the air was curiously clear and not particularly dry. A gentle breeze carried the invigorating scent of grasslands like a distant childhood memory. Yuya squinted and saw a river in the distance. Ground he thought was nothing but sand was actually covered in golden grass. Cool shadows rippled beneath the trees with wide branches reaching toward the horizon. Random sticker? When I went to Barnes & Noble, they didn't have it. Yeah, there was just like a random sticker in page 116. Maybe someone put it there and I picked it up. Maybe this was like their bookmark or something. Really weird. It's like an icon on. Hold on, is this sticker like nice? I'm so curious. Can I like feel it? Feel it. Why? Wow. Where? When? There's like something underneath it. Yeah. I got distracted by a sticker. This is so... I don't know if you guys can see, but like... Oh no, you can't. The camera doesn't pick it up. It's like a second layer. Trying to see if you can get it. Or it's like, it's too bendy. I don't know if I'm getting it. Thank you, Rose Hearts. It's so kind of you to ask. Hi, Him. What's up? Okay, I don't know how to get the sticker to like feel itself. if you guys can see. Do you see the... You see how like there's like a square and there's like a line in it or something? Don't know. I don't think the novels should have stickers in them, right? Or is this like a Barnes & Noble thing? I'm gonna take a look at it later. Interesting. Find out more. You can see it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Odd. Very odd. Alright, back to the story. Where were we? Couldn't see the end of it. Oh yeah, we're in Savannah Claw. We just got in. Though it looked like a desert, the air was curiously clear and not particularly dry. A gentle breeze carried the invigorating scent of grasslands like a distant childhood memory. Yuya squinted and saw a river in the distance. Ground he thought was nothing but sand was actually covered in golden grass. Cool shadows rippled beneath trees, with wide branches reaching toward the horizon. Whoa! Ace cried. They got a spell-dry field as part of their dorm. He pointed to a hill. Yuya spotted a circular bowl and the roof of a spectator seating. Savannah Claw had their own stadium, which fit their status as a top spell-dry dorm. There's like some kind of scraggy rock building over there, Grim said, extending a paw in one direction. Yuya narrowed his eyes at the dazzling sunlight. The sky was almost cloudless. Peter shaded his eyes with a hand. That's the Savannah Claw dorm. Wild, right? You can really feel the Pharaoh style. Couldn't be less like Heartslabyul, Ace muttered. His jaw hanging open. The bones of some massive creature surrounded the dorm's entrance, including two large curving tusks that extended outwards, peering visitors. Maybe they were from an elephant, or perhaps some even larger creature. Whatever they were too intensely powerful to be recognized. You could feel the unmatched valor and pride of Savannah Claw in them, as if they said unserious people were not welcome. Starting from the front door, the design was on an entirely different level from Heartslabyul on Fiore. Now then, Peter said, glancing around. Wonder where old Jackie Boy is. Jackie Boy, please. I heard he's always training, even at the home in the dorm, Juice replied, looking around curiously. This was his first time to Savannah Claw too. Training? Uh-huh, Cater clapped his hands together. Quite the worker bee, just as rumors would have it. I hope a worker bee is all he is, Juice said, shaking his head. He's probably on the spell drive field. We couldn't use the sports field today for track and field, so he might be doing some runs there to make up for that. Okay, Crater grinned at him. How about we go take a sneak peek? They climbed the long staircase and headed for the spell drive field. Every little thing that Savannah Claw was large, and the stairs were so wide that Yuya and his friends could easily stand alongside each other as they climbed. Yuya was running out of breath when the field finally opened the door before him. Meow! Grim cried. Look at all the muscle heads! Hello, Grim? The vast grounds were dotted with the Savannah Claw students in PE uniforms dripping with sweat, more than Yuya could count. A disc flew back and forth in a group of brawny students separated by several meters as they practiced catching and throwing. They were entirely engrossed in their training and didn't notice Yuya and his friends. Do you see, is Jack here? Peter asked, his voice hushed. Juice was about to answer when a small shadow slipped past them. Deluxe ham and cheese sandwich, the shadow roared. Huh? Grim, don't! Yu shouted. He quickly tried to stop the monster, but Grim was quick as a cat, hearing a can opener, and neither Yuya nor anyone else could catch him. Why was he charging onto the field, shouting the name of a sandwich? Ow! What the? A slim bleed piece man cried as Grim slammed into him. Oh my god. Grim, why? Why, Grim, why? Okay, let's see if I can play like a silly song. This one? Yeah. Because that was like a what the hell, Grim. Huh? Why, if it isn't the monster from Ramshackle Dorm. Ruggy grabbed his leg as he cocked his head. Oh wait, no. Ow, what the? some beastmen as Grim slammed into him. It was Ruggy, the student who traded Grim the Anpan bun in the cafeteria. What if it... Why, if it isn't the monster from Ramshackle Dorm? Ruggy rubbed his leg as he cocked his head. What are you doing here? My deluxe ham and cheese sandwich! Grim howled. You really pulled a fast one on me. All things... You're still holding a grudge about that? You're pretty stubborn, huh? Ruggy snorted with laughter. This world's about survival of the fittest. Not my fault you can't defend your own food. If you're gonna hate someone, hate your own foolish self for letting your lunch be snatched away. What did you say? Grim lashed out. Not one to learn a lesson. Oh, you're in for it now, buddy. Coming at me like that? Ace sighed, rolling his eyes. Did that idiot forget we're not here about a stupid food grudge? Having seen the audacious lunch theft, Yuya understood Grim's anger, but this was not helping their investigation. The other Savannah Class students, hearing the commotion, began to cluster around. What's with the small fry? One asked as he reached down to grab Grim by the scruff of the neck. Little monster fled behind Yuya's legs. Hands off! Grim snarled. Wait, are you the ones from Ramshackle Dorm everyone's talking about? This tall student asked, shifting his gaze from Grim to Yuya. This guy's the one who stopped the overblot. And it looks like a couple of them are from Heartslabyul, huh? Another student chimed in. How come guys from other dorms are on our spell drive team? The students surrounding Yuya and his friends were a mix of human and beast folk. But all of them were built like brick walls, their muscles bulging under t-shirts that were dark yellow. The dorm color Yuya was average size, and every part of them was twice the size of every part of him. Oh wow. Beastman laughed savagely, revealing sharp fangs across his tree-trunk arms. You got nerves marching to Savannah Claus Field. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. It's just, it never ends. It really doesn't. Oh, man. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. You think you can just barge onto our turf and walk away without paying the price? We're sorry, we didn't mean to intrude, Yuya said, and bowed over and over again. Ruggy shook his head mercilessly. Nope, nuh-uh, you crashed our gates too late for apologies. We're gonna need you to settle up for slamming into me there. He rubbed the leg that Grim had hit and approached them deliberately. He frantically gripped Grim with both hands, punching them into fists to keep him from lunging forward. The air cracked with tension as a fight brewed. You gotta find a way out of here, Yuya said, his voice trembling. Totally, Ace said, nodding firmly. Yuppers, Cater agreed. Juicy and Grimmy look like they're ready to scrap, but our chances of winning this one are like less than 0. He looked around, seeking. Oh my god, I can't get it. He's seeking a way out of this jam. As the Savannah Cloud Dorm students grumbled, Nia heard a familiar voice. What's all the fuss for? And Tan's, the crowd parted to reveal a boy with a small animal ears and tanned skin. Oh. Let's see, can we do this? Yeah. It was the Savannah Claw house warden, the Lion Beastman, Leona. Leona had a track jacket tied loosely around his waist. His long hair was carelessly tied back, with a few loose strands plastered with sweat to his sharp cheekbones. Yuya induced Leona from the first encounter with him and Ruggy earlier this month, when they were on their way back from Mr. S's mystery shop. Ruggy and Leona had kept Goose from getting into a fight with other Savannah Class students, but Ace and Grim had never met Leona, and upon seeing him, they gasped. The reaction was about more than his sharply angled face and masculine beauty. Leona had a commanding, even menacing air. Although he was dressed the same as the other Savannah Class students, all eyes were immediately drawn to him. He had an intimidating presence that took control of the space just by standing there. He a leader for real. He a leader for real. I see y'all got time for messing around. Leona half growled at his fellow class Santa Claus. You do well to remember you ain't getting picked for the team if you're not gonna practice for real. The sharp light in his eyes caused the dorm students to instantly fall silent. Ruggy alone grinned and trotted over to him. Leona, it's not what it looks like, Ruggy purred. No one's skipping practice here. We all just had a small issue come up, he indicated, Yuya and his friends with both hands. You see these guys? They barged in out of nowhere and started picking a fight with us. His gesture was reverent, as if offering up prey, but Leona had no interest in the offering. Damn. We're gonna be eaten up. Leona looked at them indifferently. And arched his left eyebrow, part of which was missing due to an old scar. That you, Cater? What are you doing here? Hey yo, Leona! Cater grinned and waved. No big thing. Really, just wanted to give you a ping. Perhaps they knew each other because they were third years, Yuya speculated. Leona sniffed and smiled coolly. A ping, huh? Wish I had time for that. I don't have a second to spare with practicing for the tournament. Guess you got all the free time in the world, though. Cater snickered at this obvious sarcasm. Seizing the moment, Santa Claus students began to argue for fighting. House Warden, these guys totally came up to spy at our dorm, one student exclaimed. They came and trashed our turf. We can't just let them walk away, another shouted. How about we teach these outsiders the true terrors of Santa Claus, third threatened. Blue veins throbbed on students' foreheads. Honestly, Leona said with a sigh, bunch of hotheads stopped yapping like a pack of wild dogs. Leona alone remained calm and collected as his dormmates grew more heated. He saluted a strange quiet, even the air around him felt thick, almost stewed. Leona was so cool that a wild hope leaped in Yuya's heart. Maybe he would let them leave unharmed. Then Yuya looked at Cater, whose face was unexpectedly hard despite his playful banter. Something wrong? Yuya murmured? Ooh. Have to be the bearer of bad news, Cater replied without a glance back at Yuya and the others. Now that Leona stepped onto the scene, we're not going anywhere. Ah, there you go. There you go. I knew you were a smart cookie. It makes this easier. Leona bent forward and peered at Cater. Oh? Then he looked at Deuce, Ace, and Yuya and Grim and turned before breaking into a smile. What I'm hearing is y'all went and got these fellows all worked up. It ain't like I got anything against you, but it's important to make this clear, don't you think? Gotta draw a line in the sand. Disinterest and tolerance were two different things. Leona had helped out Yuya and Du once before, but you realized that it hadn't been out of kindness. I'd hate for anyone to think of me as a numbskull who lets a weak little mouse tickle my nose and run off, he said. Maybe he had no interest in Yuya and his friends, but that it didn't mean he wouldn't overlook a perceived slight. But I mean, we don't have to fight, Yuya said, his voice trembling. The teachers find out, we could all be disqualified from the Spell Tribe tournament. I know the tournament's important to you. Can't we stop? Fight? Leona's ear stood up. His shoulders shook, and he looked shocked. Whoa, hey now. Watch your mouth, kid. I was thinking we could resolve this with a friendly game of Spell Drive. Spell Drive? Yuya said. He and his friends frowned in confusion as the Santa Claus students snickered, their giggles growling louder like lapping waves. Buggy's laughter was a singular sound, enough to cause the air to flee from Yuya's body. Leona, you're so mean. I doubt these weaklings could endure a single game. Bruh. Hold up, Grim interjected. I'm not taking that lying down. Grim the Great will knock the lot of you into next week. Grim, you're pretty full of yourself, Deuce said cautiously. But have you ever played Spell Drive? Not once, the monster replied cheerily. Deuce's shoulders dropped, and he grabbed hold of Grim's head and squeezed. So don't go talking like you're some kind of pro. I never played, but those old ghost dudes gave me the rundown. It's all good. We're totally gonna kill it. Grim threw his head back smugly, pleased to get to play Spell Drive at last. Listening to Ace and Deuce talk about practicing, his jealousy had grown out of control, so that all he did now was brag about how he would score in ways they couldn't imagine. With a sour look, Ace shoved his hands into the pockets of his slacks. Okay, this got pretty Fight Club fast. Spell drive style. Why do I have to be dragged into this? Well, it's true. It is sudden, he replied, smiling at Ace. I'm just glad we don't have to actually fight. The Ravenclaw were regular spell drive winners. While the championship had slipped through their fingers the last couple of years, they were still hard to beat. Well, yeah, I guess there's that, Ace shrugged. Definitely don't want to go toe-to-toe with the Ravenclaw in a real fight. Juice was about to respond when he and Ace were abruptly involved in particles of light, and the school uniforms they'd been wearing changed into their PE uniforms. He had seen this before, and he realized it was Cater's magic. In fact, Cater had also changed into his own PE uniforms and had materialized a broom as well. The red Heartslabyul t-shirt. Good luck, Cater, Yuya said, and Cater frowned. Luck, yeah, could use some of that, Cater said, and flashed Yuya a troubled smile that got Yuya's heart racing. Cater? He asked, but the older boy shook his head. We're here now, so no way out but through, he said. Yui, go watch from a safe spot. Yuya had no magic he couldn't play. That left only 4 players on the Heartslabyul side. Cater, Ace, Deuce, and Grim. So Savannah agreed to use only 4 players rather than the usual 7 players per team. Savannah team comprised Leona, Ruggy, and 2 students who'd first spoken to Yuya and his friends. The teams also agreed to use modified spell drive rules to account for this mode. To start the game, Team Cater was given the first offense. Deuce waved his left arm toward Ace. His magical pen, complete with a mage stone, was tucked into the pocket of the left side of his P uniform, so it was easier for him to use magic by waving his arm. Oh, interesting. I don't know they can do that. Okay. Also, this is great. I hope they animate this in the anime. Like, I don't know if they're gonna like do like a really great job animating it, but I hope they do. Hi, Sari. What's up? This swerved to the right, arcing up far past Ace. Deuce's magic control was, as always, not great. Yuya covered his eyes as Ace yelled at Deuce. Are you trying to throw it to the moon? Spaghetti arm? I can't help it, Deuce protested. The disc is hard to control. This was almost snatched by a Savannah student when Cater swooped in and caught it with his magic. Good hustle, Deucey, Cater called. As the only one on their team with riding a broom, Cater quickly ascended and kept the captured disc safely above his head. Fast, he tossed the disc hard. Spaghetti arm, right? Ace is so clever, creative. Ace was standing on the other end and caught the pass, definitely evading the students guarding him. He was good at teamwork, which you guess must be thanks to basketball. Oh, Rick laughed as he ran towards Ace. You set yourself up in a nice spot for his year. It's Ace! Ace shouted back, an edge in his voice. Ruggy made spell drive look easy, using the momentum of the catch. Ace charged toward the goal and pointed his fingers to send the disc flying in that direction. Look at you, Ruggy exclaimed. How bold of you to go for the goal from so far. Ruggy was right. The disc was decelerating, and his trajectory wobbled into a weak parabola. Okay, as Ace's magic was absorbed by the disc, and the further it got from him, it was happening just like Professor Cruella had described in class. A Savannah student got in possession to catch the dropped disc. Not on my watch! Deuce shouted. He stepped out in front of the player. At the same time, Deuce's opponent leaped to take the disc, just as Deuce took it to the air, blocking the Savannah student. Flying above the ground, Cater managed to get control of the disc again. Deuce fell down, knocked off his feet from checking the other player, but he quickly jumped back up. Yuya breathed a sigh of relief. The ramshackle dorm host said that the rough contact was against the rules in spell drive, but it seemed that some contact while struggling for control of the disc was accepted, just like in basketball and soccer. This blocking method worked for Deuce, who was physically strong. Yeah, strong boy. Cater lowered his broom and tried to pass to Ace again, but just before he did, the disc hovering over the end of the broom vanished. I got serious moves too, human, Grim shouted. He snatched the disc from his teammate, set it hovering above his head, and raced off. What? Cater cried out in surprise. The opposing team was equally confused. Caught off guard, the Savannah team chased after the monster, but they were flummoxed as he nimbly darted from side to side. Yay! Go Grim! Cater's grinned wryly at Grimm's surprisingly good offensive. As befitting a third year, Cater's movements were more efficient, and he was especially adept at play. His technique helped him outmaneuver a Savannah Class student in the same aerial position. He shot across the field to provide backup for Grimm. Yes! Ace shouted. The monster was about 10 meters away from the opposing goal. Go, Grimm! Score! Stop! Cater cried, but too late. It wasn't a wall of defense that Grimm faced. Only Leona. Seriously? Have we gotten to the best part? Yeah. Oh my god, hi! Hi, Makeup! Hi! We're reading, they're gonna, I think they're gonna, like, lose right now, actually. Maybe that is the best part. Oh, Grimm, score! Stop! Cater cried, but too late. It wasn't a wall of defense that Grimm faced, only Leona. Seriously, looking down your nose at me? Leona asked. He turned the palm of his hand upward and closed it into a tight fist. The saucer shooting toward the goal froze, capturing by Leona's magic. My ultra hot killer play! Grimm groaned in disbelief. You actually thought you could score? Gotta respect your optimism, Leona said. He waved a finger at the frozen disc, which cut through the air so fast it was particularly invisible. It kicked up a whirlwind as it shot past Grimm, Cater, Juice, and lastly, no. Ow! Cater yelped and pressed a hand to his ear. Yuya narrowed his eyes. Something red was on Cater's hand. The disc had apparently grazed his ear. Yuya let out a squeak, which Ruggy easily caught the disc Leona had launched. He laughed. Another perfect Leona pass. Ruggy shot the disc past the goalpost, and a cheer rose from the watching Savannah Class students. Yuya barely noticed as all the blood drained from his body. Listen, Leona, sweetheart. Thank you, it's a Frogzilla for the follow. Cater said with a pained grin. Maybe you should take it a little easy. Why'd that be a waste of practice? Leona replied, his tone sickly sweet. This is where we really get going. Let's all have fun out here. Yu was afraid to open his eyes to watch the rest of the match, which soon resumed. Phew! We're hooped here, Grimm snapped at one point. He reached for the disc but missed it and tumbled across the ground. From inside the cloud of dust, Yu could hear wheezing and the snuffling and sniffing of snot. I'm cooked! The monster panted hoarsely, arms and legs splayed. He was covered in sweat and dirt, battered and bruised. His teammates were in the same state. Deuce was on his knees and on the field, huge beads of sweat rolling down his forehead as he pounded on the ground in frustration. Shouting, what even was that information? There's not a single weak link in their defensive line! Flying or running, they catch up to us in no time flat. We can't even touch the disc. Haven't gotten a single goal, Ace Eve. He was lying on the ground next to Deuce, trying hard like Grimm to catch his breath. Oh, picture! Yay! I like pictures. I like my pictures in my novels. Yippee. We don't stand a chance against them. They really were going easy on us at the start. Cater got off of his broom, pressed his hands to his knees, and bent over, trying to catch his breath. His back heaved up and down. He looked ready to drop to the ground, but he finally painfully hauled himself back up and casually wiped the sweat from his face. Truly on top of your game, Leona, Cater said. No wonder people call you a genius commander. We can't get so much as a hit against you with this lineup. Team Savannah Claw, led by Leona, was a powerful, unified force. The Heartslabyul team had been thrown together on the fly, and they couldn't even nip their opponents. The inexperienced first years, and particularly hardly had. Grimm and the others had exhausted themselves chasing after the disc, which was always just above their heads. As each of them weakened, they were skillfully lured away from the rest of their teams. As each player was isolated, cut off from their allies, they were toyed with, cat and mouse style, Savannah Claw team by the Savannah Claw. Leona and his teammates played spell drive like magic. There was no wasted movements. Their plays were elegant and merciless. Savannah Claw players laughed as they surrounded their prey. Still, the teams kept playing even as the sun descended and long shadows brought the tragic scene to a harsh relief. Once again, Grim came into contact with an opposing player, and the monster's small form tumbled across the ground like a bit of fluff blown by the wind. No! Grim! He shouted. Hey! You okay? Poor Grim. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look at him! He's so cute! He's just like, ugh, I'm tired. Ace and Deuce don't have any faces. Cater is beat up. Oh my god. Look at Ruggy laughing at him. So evil. So mean of him. Leona Sans ponytail. Yeah. Hold on. Can I get it? In the frame. There you go. Ugh. Oh no! Yeah. Sorry guys, I dropped you. It's okay. Your heads are fine. You have not, you know, and you're not a baby, right? So it's not that detrimental to your health. We were attacked. Yeah, Leona's ponytail was too good to look at. Ain't that crazy? Okay. Wait, go back. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Leona was too much for your camera. He always is too much. Okay. Well, this is a cute illustration. Alright, I'm gonna check. Is there any more after that? It still keeps going. Keeps going, yeah. Not feel like that. Kinda feel like not. Okay. How many pages in the book? Oh, by the way, like the end of the book, they have the icon. So cute. Oh, and they have scratch. Very cool. Okay, so it's 340. No, I think like it's I'll do the math later, actually. But yeah, I think that's it for today, actually. That was a sign. I'll stop with the illustration. I'm gonna make it a cliffhanger too. So we're gonna be like, oh my god, Grim got hurt. I wonder if he's okay. Just like how the last cliffhanger was like Trey got thrown down the stairs. Yeah, Grim got hurt. That's the cliffhanger for this one. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry about the lightning and all that. It wasn't as good today. I did not expect my light bulb to blow up like that. Or like, not blow up. It just like, it literally just went like, ding. It was loud though. Very loud though. Thank you, streamers. Yeah. Okay, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. 340 divided in half. Let me use calculator. 170. Oh, okay. So then I guess the next stream that I do, I don't know why my head is like that. I guess like the next stream that I do is gonna be like the last Leona light novel, Savannah Claw light novel stream that I do, because I want to read only half of it and I want to save like the half for people that want to go out and get it. So yeah. Hi Lurk, what's up? This was great. I'm busy by the way. Oh hi. Yeah, you guys enjoyed that? Good. A pill mentioned appeal. Rip to the light. Yeah, rip that. I have to figure it out. I tried to get like a light bulb, but it didn't work. And I just got like a... Oh well, I'll be in the dark. It's fine. I'm used to the dark. Working in the dark. It's fine. So, yay, there's one more part. Yay! I don't think the part will cover... Because I know people were asking like, oh, we want to see Malleus! And then there's like a really hot illustration of him. So I guess I'll show it on stream. Like, I'll give you guys like a sneak peek of how the illustration looks like. But... yeah, we're not gonna get to him because Malleus shows up like dead last in the story. Yeah, he does. Oh, they have a like, cute little the end of illustration. That's so cute. So majestic, Malleus. Anyways. getting distracted. Mally shows up once in the novel. Yeah, he does. Are you done reading? Yes, I'm done reading. One more stream of this, and then I'll stop reading the light novel. I have read the Heartslabyul novel. If anyone's curious, it's on my YouTube channel. Next week I'm gonna play the fast food event on Friday, so 1 week from now. I'm also gonna play Tomodachi Life because it comes out on the 16th, right? So maybe on Thursday, because I had a lot of fun, like doing like the designs in Tomodachi Life, and I played it a little bit offline, and it's really fun. So I might do it Thursday when the game comes out, because like, man, it's fun. Imagine I would like to create all of the twist cast Tomodachi Life. I think that'd be very fun to do. And yeah, thanks for the stream, Rose. No problem. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, and I'll see you guys next week. I might do another Thursday, Friday stream. We'll see how it goes. Oh, and my Q&A for 30K. Thank you again. Thank you guys so much for 30K on YouTube. That means so much to me. I don't even know what to say or what to do. I usually when I reach like such big milestones like this, I need to like sit down and write up like a little speech to say, because like it gets really overwhelming to think about. But yeah, thank you so much for 30K, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good evening, afternoon, or morning. Bye.